You know, Berkeley was very different then. I mean, Asians were definitely a minority. I mean, the Asians I knew were 2 persons from high school, one, and probably 3 or 4 people from my Cameron House Club or commission that attended Berkeley. So, and one of the important factors of Berkeley was being part of the free speech movement in '65. And for me coming in as a freshman, it's like the freshmen going in today. You know, Sproul Plaza was a big recruiting center. You know, everybody had their tables out there, and that time was the beginning of civil rights, so CORE, SNCC, you know, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, the Committee on Congress of Racial Equality. In '65, or '64, they tried to put a stop to that, and that's where the whole free speech movement came about. Was that what is this all about? That what was always the offer, all of a sudden you say these groups cannot recruit and why, and that just did not seem just. As Asians, we're taught you go to college, earn your degree, do well, do well in life. And so I knew, my parents had sacrificed for us to go to college. There's 5 of us. I'm the last one, and the 3 of us are like 1.5 and 2.5 years apart. So my dad, who was just a shop owner in Chinatown, was putting 3 of us through college. I think my brother in pharmacy. Nora was in state earning her teacher's credential, and here I am going through Berkeley. And so I said, oh man, I really don't want to mess it up for them. But I said, it's something I have to make a decision on. And, that's another step in terms of, I think my development as my own self in terms of saying, what are my values? I'm grounded in who I am so that I could say, yeah, this isn't fair, so that, what is my role in this to fight for that we get either equal representation or people as concerned about these issues as they should be, because the need is there. And so that's part of having constantly worked in community, that, you have to define or design the programs that will meet the community needs. China got zilch from the mini park program. Western Addition got this, Hunters Point got this, and we got nothing. So we sort of said, it's our turn. And look at the 701 study. It documents that we are the most dense community. We have more kids than anybody, and we have this little itty bitty playground. And so they started putting money in. Well, the inspirational part is really Jesus' life. His whole life was about inclusiveness and taking care of our neighbors. Yes, be angry about the situation, but use that energy. To do something good with it. I mean, it's good to have that anger, but don't let the anger control how you meet those circumstances. And the story I heard as a young activist was the whole march on the War and Poverty March in Washington, and I think one of the leaders, of the movement, usually wear overalls and stuff like that, and he came in a suit, and young activists were saying, why are you, you're giving up your identity, why are you going to a suit? He says, you need to get the permits. I mean, you need to know what you're about, and you need to do what you have to do to get that done. And that was saying, I mean, it's really easy to say, yeah, I'm going to stick to who I am dressing or whatever by doing that, but if the job requires you to do something else, you have to be willing to, or be smart enough to know if you can't do it, get somebody else on the team to do that. Faith is not an individual righteous journey, but it is a journey of being in community with all of God's creation. When I looked at a lot of Chinatown families from PCC, they got connected because they were rescue and they went to church there. Their lives would have been so different. And when you count that down generations, it really, So yes, the problem is happening again, and it's impacting different peoples. But if we can hold on to that history and say, you know, if you can rescue 1, 2, 3 women, you know, their children, you know, it does make a difference. The human condition doesn't change. Greed, you know, I mean, look at the whole financial situation, will be with us. And it's how we respond as a community, as individuals, as a faith community, to whether to say, yeah, this is not right, and we're going to do something about it.